right, folks. I don't know why I called you folks, but peoples, it's a fun word. Welcome back. We are looking this week at another Evolve Weapon Systems E15. I think we're gonna do an 11.5 first and then this. Maybe it comes out in a different order, we'll find out. But this right here is 300 Blackout. So it's an E15 enhanced. They've got 3 different tiers, the duty, the standard, and the enhanced, which I think I explained in the 11.5, but it's 300 Blackout. And this is the only 300 Blackout I know, or that I own, and that's because I just don't understand 300 Blackout in general. So when I was talking to Adam, I was like, hey, I don't have a 300. You know, I know it's finicky. It's really not my thing, but can you build one for me anyway? And he said, sure. So this is what I got. So it's an 8.3 inch barrel, which a lot of, oh, it's still hot, which a lot of 300 Blackouts are. They run, you know, decently well in a short barreled setup, but 8.3 inch barrel, all the same specs, because this is an enhanced model, which is the top tier as the other gun, Roscoe barrel. It's their gas block. It's their front rail. This has a different like dimple texture on it. It's their upper, their lower. So this is Evolve, meaning there, here in Texas, in McKinney, my hometown. And then Geisley single stage trigger that comes in at 2 pounds, Radian 4590 charge handle, B5 Systems grip. I don't know if it's the CQBR or what, but it's the nice B5 Systems. I like it. Damn, dude, that bug just had to just start like, you know, getting right up and getting in our sound. So it's hot. We're in Texas. That's what we got. Charge handle, Radian Raptor. So we got that. Oh yeah, lock back. SBA 4 brace, nice pins, all that good stuff. And then I topped it with a Holosun 509T, the enclosed deal, because I'm running out of red dots, sights, and whatnot to put on guns, and so this right here just went on it. So before we get into the gun itself, 300 Blackout, it's like Chris Farley. It's a fat guy in a little coat. So they took a 7.62, essentially 308, 300, you know, caliber round, and they necked up a 5.56 to stick that bullet in there, which was done by the dude that started Q. I think his name's Kevin, for a military contract, because the military was looking for PDWs that shot a little bit more spicy of a round than 9mm and 45 and whatnot. So that's where 300 Blackout came from. The reason that I'm really not into it is because A, it's expensive, and B, the only reason I would shoot it is because I'd shoot it suppressed. So subsonic 300 Blackout is expensive. I know it's accurate and all that good stuff. At short distances, I've seen the ballistics on them. At long distance, the subs, like I was shooting out here at 200 and it just went bah, and just, you know, took a little dirt nap out there before I could even get to the steel out at 200. So for me, 300 Blackout is subsonic only shooting it suppressed with short barrels. Also, there are reliability issues that come in with some 300 Blackouts, but really just 300 Blackout in general because of subsonic, supersonic, gas, magazines, all that stuff in general. So this is an initial review. This one will get a long-term follow-up on it because this is the only 300 Blackout I own. I haven't had enough time behind a 300 to understand the quirks behind it. So overall, gun is built fantastically well. Evolve Weapon Systems here in McKinney. I sell their guns now, so if you want some, you know, hit me up or hit up one of their dealers. But yeah, the Roscoe barrel, like all the highest quality builder level, you know, top tier builder quality stuff, but it's just being built for you by guys with a warranty that stand behind everything. Shooting 300 Blackout suppressed with my Nomad 30 is awesome. It's super quiet. It's not the quietest thing I've ever shot, but my whole goal is just to have something that I don't have to wear ear pro with. The gun, when I'm under 100 yards, like I zeroed it at 50, super accurate. Okay, so just as accurate as I am. You know, my groups were tight, everything was good with the can on. I didn't shoot it without the can because I just, you know, don't care. It's only going to be shot with the Nomad on it. So super accurate. The only stuff, oh yeah, the trigger. Go look at the other E15, but the trigger is the oh, hang on, lock back. It is the Geisley single stage trigger, which comes in at 2 pounds, 2 to 8 ounces on average. So just pulls all the way through. God, I got to take this magazine out so I'm not having issues there. And then the reset is super nice. But you just have to get used to it if you're used to running a 2-stage trigger. But trigger is great, it's from Geisley. All the Radian Raptor stuff is good. The gun is put together very well. It comes with a Magpul PMag 5.56 magazine, and this is where I believe this is where 300 Blackout falls down on the job. Is going to be between the the gas and the buffer spring. So it originally had the blue spring and the heavier buffer. We went back to a standard weight buffer spring. So I had some issues. I took it in. They swapped it right out, put the standard weight in because it wasn't picking up the next round off of the magazine. So it'd cycle, but it wasn't coming all the way back. There was too much resistance in the buffer. So we went back from the blue and the heavier weight down to a white spring, I think it is, and standard. So going from there, the next thing that happens is with these mags, these Magpul PMags, I know they make 300 Blackout magazines, but I just don't have any yet. So that's where the long-term stuff is gonna have to come in. When you put the fat guys in the little coats inside this here magazine, there is the 5.56 mags. They've got 2 little humps at the top that keep the rounds in line as they're being fed up into the chamber. So you can see them on either side of the follower here. So those little humps are just too narrow, I think. So they tend to crowd the rounds as they're coming in. So I'm not sure on this because I'm not a 300 Blackout expert, but I believe that the 300 Blackouts, the magazines for 300 Black, are going to have different channels and probably a different follower to alleviate said issue. So I've had last round hold open issues and stripping that round issue, which is coming from, I believe, the 5.56 mag. But put down in the comments what your favorite mag is to use with suppressed subsonic 300 Blackout, and I'll try to find those. But I'm going to get some of the PMag 300s and do that. Also, it came with a PMag 30, but the 5.56 version. And I was talking with Adam. He says, yeah, it's tough because this is the most reliable 5.56 mag in 300 Blackout, but you really, need to get those. So that's something that I'm going to try to get there. But overall, I'm very impressed with the gun itself. So I'm impressed with enhanced 1789, so $1,800. It's definitely in that that Sons of Liberty price range, but I would say it is and this is what I said on the 11.5, you're getting more gun for the same money. So for me, this is probably a better choice than like a Sons of Liberty and some of those other tiers in that just sub 2,000 range. The only issues that I've had are 300 Blackout, which has never impressed me, and I'm still not impressed by it because I can suppress 7.62, all right? So this Nomad, I've got it going on a Maxim Defense PDX. You'll see that in the future, and I haven't tested it with a, sound. What's the thing that measures decibels? Sound meter? Sound meter, thanks, Busy. So I haven't measured it with the sound meter, but I'm pretty darn sure it is hearing safe supersonic 7.62 and a PDX, which is more compact. It suffers from its own issues, which we'll talk about, in accuracy, long distance and all that stuff, and heat. But for me, that's going to be my, and then, the bolt and changing the bolt face. There's some stuff there on 7.62 and ARs, but so far 300 Blackout and me, we've got a tenuous relationship at best. The gun is fantastic. So if you are a 300 Blackout groupie, and you want a 300 Black, here you go. Sub 2,000 bucks, all the stuff you want, fantastic customer service and support. I just haven't gotten to that point where, you know, we have a good relationship so far with the bullets that it shoots. But yeah, Evolved Weapon Systems, E15, 300 Blackout, initial review. Fantastic gun. The caliber, we're gonna find out.